Hi everyone. So today I'm going to be doing a Damaged Heroes recommendation video for y'all. I'm super excited. Damaged Heroes are honestly one of my favorite tropes. I just love, they usually have a pretty traumatic past and we learn from them and they grow so much throughout a book, and I just love that about them. So I wanted to share some with you today. So the first one I want to talk about is The Devil by Ashley Jade. So I'm talking more specifically, this book is kind of weird in the sense that you don't really know what's going on. So our heroine, she is the stepdaughter of the soon-to-be mayor, I think, or he wants to be mayor and he's senator or something like that. And she really likes him and has a very strong connection for him. But he's like, no, that's weird, even though he feels it too. He just feels bad because her mom passed away and he just thinks she's like becoming attached to him because of that, but she really does have real feelings for him. And on the side, she's like messaging this person that she thinks is him, but isn't really him. And so this guy is trying to get revenge on him because something that they did in high school together. And so that's our other, I think, hero. I don't know, I haven't read the second book yet, but it's very dark, mysterious vibes, and both of them are very damaged because of what happens in high school and what they did together. So I really like that one. I read it in like 2 hours because I was so invested. So definitely go check it out. I really like that book. And then I wanted to share with you this really cool series that I have never mentioned on my channel, but I kind of forgot about it, and that's the Zodiac series, or I think maybe it's called the Zodiac Queen, and the first book is called Aries. By Gemma James. And so this one is actually really interesting. All of the books in this series are super short. And so our heroine, she is going to become queen, and there is this tradition where the Zodiac Queen, she has to spend a month with each of the like different zodiacs because it like becomes inherited through generations. And so she has to spend a month with each of them, and so each book is like a different zodiac person, but she's slowly falling in love with someone, and the deal is they can't take her virginity, but they can do other stuff. And it's really steamy. It's really good. Some of these zodiacs are really messed up, like, you know what I'm like the zodiac signs like Taurus, Aries, Pisces, that kind of thing. And it's really interesting. I really enjoyed it. I stopped reading it because I was reading it on Squid, and it's not like free, I don't think, on KU or anything. But I definitely need to get back into the series. It's super fun. I read maybe up to book 4, but I would definitely go check that series out. That one's really fun. Okay, so this next book is a historical romance, and it's called Again the Magic by Lisa Claypez. And so it's a class difference romance. It's a prequel to the Wallflower series by Lisa Claypez. And so our hero, I think he's either a servant or a stable boy or something like that, and so he falls in love with the daughter of, maybe he's an earl, I can't really remember, but they've always been best friends, and they fell in love and yada yada, and so her parents find out and like ship him off to America or get rid of him, but she's the one who has to get rid of him because he'll only believe it if it's her. So she tells him like, I don't love you anymore, like I don't want you. And so he is super mad, and he comes back years later and he's like, I want revenge, I'm gonna get back at you. And so he tries to make her fall in love with him again, and it's super angsty, so good. This was my first Lisa Claypez novel, and it was incredible. Highly recommend, and it's just so good, so angsty, incredible. Absolutely loved it. And then the next one I wanted to share with you is called The Italian by Teal Swan. I just forgot what it was. So this one I feel like is definitely a lighter mafia romance. And I mentioned it a couple times on my channel, I think, but I really enjoyed Teal Swan. So the Synopsis of this book is our heroine, she is traveling around Europe, and so she's doing 2 weeks in Italy, and then she's going off to like London next or something. And so she meets this really hot guy. He's an Italian in Italy, and they have this great, amazing night together, and they're both like, yes, we'll call each other, we'll see each other again. And so I think he's the only one who has her number, and he never calls her. And so like 2 years later, she's back in Italy, and she sees him again, and he freaks out when she's on a date with another guy, because he really felt strong feelings for her, but he is in the mafia, and she doesn't know that, and he wasn't in the mafia before. They were like, you know, kind of thinking of being in a relationship together. It happened in the span of time of when they were apart. So it's really interesting. I really enjoyed it. Super angsty. And he's damaged because he watched his, well, it's a big spoiler, so I'm not going to say, but there's definitely a reason why he's damaged. He's a lot more bad boyish now. It's really good. That's all I can say. It's really, really good. So I highly recommend. So now I'm going to get into more of my paperbacks. So the first one is another historical romance, and that's The Earl Takes All by Lorraine Heath. This one is just so good, so angsty. So our heroine, well, let's start off with our hero. So our hero went with his twin brother to Africa, I think, and his twin brother dies. And so when he comes back, he pretends to be his twin brother so that our heroine, the heroine is married to the brother that died, is pregnant, and they've lost babies before, and so they don't want, like the brother that died was like, you need to take care of her, you need to become me so that she won't lose this baby because this is the heir and all this stuff. And so he pretends to be her husband and his brother, and it's so angsty, and he is very damaged from seeing his brother die and just the grief of that, but also having to, you know, have this like big secret. And it's really, really good. Here, let me show you the step back because it's so pretty. It's gorgeous. So I highly recommend this one. It is so good. And so the next one is part of a series, and that is the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, and this is the third book, Lover Awakened. So of course this is an OG damaged hero, and that is Zadis. Zadis had a rough first part of his life. He was tortured. I think he was sexually assaulted. He was basically like a slave, and so this is a vampire romance series, so he was like a vampire slave to another vampire, I think, and she would like feed off of him, and it was really gross and creepy. And so he meets Bella, and instantly is kind of like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty, but I can never have her because I'm damaged and I'm not good enough for her, but she really like falls for him too. And so they start having this thing, but then stuff happens where he still like won't want to be together. He honestly like pushes her to be with his twin brother, and it's kind of a little love triangle-y, but Bella really doesn't want to be with the other brother. She wants to be with Zadis, and so it's so good. You hear about Zadis's past, you really fall in love with him and Bella and just their dynamic, and it's so cute what really finally pushes them together. And he is definitely dark. He likes to kill people. He is angry. All this stuff. So I love this book. It's one of my favorites of the series, so I would definitely start the series if you haven't. I mean, I'm pretty sure you have to read the series in order, but maybe not for this one. I feel like if it's towards the beginning of the series, you could read this one first, then go back to the two others. But I love Zadis so much. Okay, so of course I had to put my girl Jerma Darling in this, and that's Dangerous Temptations. So this is actually a really fun and interesting synopsis. I just love this book. It starts off with a novella in the beginning, and it's our hero and meeting the heroine, and he is dating the heroine's mother. So it's like, I'll explain in a second, but he's dating the heroine's mother, because he's trying to get information from her, but she doesn't know that. She just thinks he's just like this rich guy dating her because she's so beautiful and all this stuff, which she is beautiful, but it's just not for those reasons. And so our heroine's mother ends up passing away, and the hero gets sole custody of the heroine and her brother. And so mind you, the heroine absolutely hates the hero because she knows what it's like with her mom's boyfriends, and no, he's like no different, but he really is. And so he really doesn't want to bring them back to New York where he lives, but he knows it's like a strategic move, and so he does it anyway. And they start having a romance. It's a Guardian Ward romance. It's just incredible, and it's a duet. It is so freaking good. I loved this book so much. So much angst, hate to love, just so good. And the reason why he's damaged is because he's really the black sheep of the family. And he has a huge family, and his father always was really, really hard on him and abused him emotionally and physically. And it left a really big toll on him, and he never really felt like, you know, he was wanted in his family, and I just felt so much love for him. So I just love this book, this duet series. It's so good. Definitely go check it out. Okay, so I had to include Damon from Kill Switch by Penelope Douglas. He is just fire. I love Damon so much. This is probably my favorite in the series. This one is the newer edition, and y'all, it is so big. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I just love Damon. I would personally read the series in order because you really get to see Damon's growth and why people really don't like him. And so Damon's definitely the bad guy of the group. So if you ever read this series, it's about these 4 guys, and they're all a little crazy. The first one is about Michael and Rika, and Rika had done something to the 3 other guys except Michael in high school that got them in jail, and so now they're back out of prison and want revenge on her. And Michael is trying to get revenge too, but he wasn't like that hurt by it. But he's slowly falling in love with Rika, and his like wires are crossing and lines are blurring, and it's so good. And so Damon's really the bad guy in the first 2 books. And I just love seeing his growth, and he's just so good. And so his story is with Winter, and we see them. It's a very like over the years kind of love. And it's really good. I don't want to say too much, but just go read it. Okay, so my battery is blinking. I'm going to try to go through these fast. So the next book is called The Bully by Sophie Lark. This is a mafia college romance, and so it's like in that Kingmaker series. And so our hero saw Kat do something really bad, and now he's holding this over like as leverage over her, and so now she kind of is his like slave at school and has to do everything he wants her to. But then he starts becoming obsessed with her, and they start having a relationship, and it's really good. There's some BDSM in this book, but not like too much. Like, it's very tastefully done. This is probably one of my favorites of the series because I love Dean so much. This next one is called There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. This is a serial killer romance, and our hero is an artist, our heroine's an artist. And he at first doesn't want anything to do with her, but then becomes obsessed with her and like wants to do everything with her, and he's very damaged because of his past. So this one's really, really good. And then the last one is Stolen Air by Sophie Lark. A lot of Sophie Larks, but I love her. And this one is a kind of Beauty and the Beast retelling. The hero kidnaps the heroine. The heroine's family is a rival mafia family, and he's very damaged because of what happened to his sister. You'll see in the books. I don't want to give any spoilers, but it's really, 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 really good. So definitely check this out. This is the second book in the Brutal Birthright series. Highly recommend reading the first one also, but this one's really, really good. Alright, so that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for cutting it a little short, but I don't want this to die on me, and I don't want to have to redo it all. But I love you guys so much, and definitely down below let me know your favorite Damaged Hero Rex.